Hello everyone and welcome to Battle of the Beasts All Generation episode number 40. I'm Adam and today I got two more beasts fighting out for the next spot in round 2. The 40th spot to be exact. Now with these beasts that I got here, one is another regular series beast, the other is a specials generation beast. And what I honestly would have loved to see both of them make it through to round 2. But unfortunately, one has to make it through, and I don't know which one I prefer, because I like both of them relatively equally. But let's introduce them. Representing Series 23, the Shattered Kingdom. Second Series 23 beast to, third Series 23 beast to participate, but also second one in a row, in a row. Talker was in the previous battle. Not going to say how she did. But yeah, representing Series 23, the Shattered Kingdom. Book number 2, Krotax, the Tusk Destroyer. And representing the Specials generation, special number 23, I believe. And also the special beast to have skipped round 1 of the Specials generation tournament, only to be immediately eliminated in round 2, is Scalamanx, the Fiery Fury. So with both of these beasts, I like them both relatively equally. They're on the high end like list for me. Whilst both of them are not top 20 material, I would argue that maybe top 50, maybe top 60, I'm not sure. But they are on the more liked list of books, though. Now, between both of these beasts, like I said, I can't choose between them. The battlefield will be the normal one, the rocky terrain battlefield. And that's because the rocky terrain will support both of their kind of builds and will, I think, give a more neutral battle without giving either of them the advantage. So with that, Lucas and Olympus, can we have the stats? Okay, now that we're done with the stats, we're going to go to the weaknesses. We're going to start with Krotax, and his weakness is durability limits. Krotax's durability has limits, and as seen when he died from being impaled by a giant stake. Scalamanx's weaknesses are a water weakness. Scalamanx's flames can be distinguished by water, requiring him to sleep to reignite his flames. Cold weakness. Scalamanx is unable to regenerate in cold temperatures. If exposed to cold temperatures for long enough, he will freeze over completely. And holes in scales. There are gaps between Scalamanx's scales, meaning a precise enough shot could hit between the scales, harming him. With both of these, none of them really can control the weather, and as they're in a neutral weather environment, Krotax can't overheat, and this one can't get hypothermia. The regeneration of limbs, as this is the first beast that can do this, I believe that is in the tournament. What we're going to do, whilst we're not allowing them to die and then regenerate, as a executive decision, because I can't really talk to Lucas about this, he can regenerate his limbs, but it will take a while to do that. So the hotter the temperature, the quicker it will regenerate. Cold temperatures, almost long enough. Almost too long to the point where it won't regenerate. Neutral weather, probably, 10 minutes, let's say, half an hour, I don't know. 10 minutes, we'll go with that, even though this battle won't be lasting that long. And for the hot temperatures, let's say 5 minutes. So they won't regenerate almost instantly, but they'll take a while. So with that all said and done, 5 minutes into the video, and stats department's going to make it probably 6 minutes. Let's get into the fight. So as both the chamber doors open, Scalamanx scurries out into the centre of the arena, and just stares into the arena, looking around, trying to find his opponent. The opposite side of the arena, the chamber doors open, and Scalamanx doesn't hear much, just a light thud, followed by another thud, then another, then another, then another, and suddenly Krotax comes barging out, stampeding towards Scalamanx. In which Scalamanx is able to dive out of the way as Krotax charges right past Scalamanx. Quickly as he could, Scalamanx whips his tail round Krotax's front leg and pulls it from beneath him, causing Krotax just fall down. Krotax gets back up and stares at Scalamanx in anger. Scalamanx roars back at Krotax, and as Krotax goes to charge up towards Scalamanx again, Scalamanx scurries to the side again, but this time Krotax swung his head and, using his sharp tusks made of a unique alloy, slices into bits of Scalamanx. Scalamanx barely felt the pain, not as badly as he would if it was a human, let's say. But Scalamanx felt the pain, screeches in pain, and using his fiery whips, which he has around his neck, he flings them towards Krotax's tusks and trunk, trying to pull Krotax's head towards the ground. Krotax gives a loud elephant-like toot, trying to intimidate Scalamanx, but Scalamanx is not having any of it. It's just pulling Krotax towards the ground, and Scalamanx using his tail to wrap it around Krotax's leg, pulling Krotax more to the ground, to the point where Krotax is just on the ground trying to get back up and fight back. He's swinging his head around to try and slice through the fiery whips, and it seems to be working, but it's not doing that much, because another whip almost immediately comes out just to get there. Hold on. Yep. Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm getting all this right. Yeah. I'm just checking the abilities whilst I'm doing this. Nope. Yep, okay. So, Krotax then decides that he gets back up, fighting against Scalamanx's tail, and charges right towards Scalamanx, which catches Scalamanx off guard, where he releases his grip with the tendrils and dives out of the way. This time using his claws to slash at Krotax's leg, just causing a bit of flames to emerge, just burning at some of Krotax's fur, but not a lot, to the point where it's deadly, just singed. Krotax turns around and just marched up towards Scalamanx. Scalamanx has been very careful on all fours, and Scalamanx sends out his fiery whips again. Krotax fights him off and, using his tusks, slices towards Scalamanx's face, which gets him right in the middle of his mouth, which slices his cheek from the epicenter of his mouth, which causes blood to start trickling down from the side of his mouth. Almost like a Joker-like smile, in which Krotax gives a kind of laugh into Scalamanx's pain, in which Scalamanx is able to get back up, roars back at Krotax, and Krotax almost seems kind of amused by Scalamanx's fury, in which Krotax is probably thinking, "Why so serious?" I got to chuck a little bit of a joke in there. To be fair, I kind of had it coming. Scalamanx, in anger, charges up towards Krotax, Krotax lifts up his front legs and bashes them down on top of Scalamanx, pinning Scalamanx down to the ground. Scalamanx uses fiery tendrils and is burning the fur underneath Krotax's belly, and using Scalamanx's tail, he's wrapping his Krotax's trunk around, tightening it around his mouth so he can't bite on him either. Krotax trying to swing his head around, trying to slice at Scalamanx's tail, but it doesn't seem to be working because Scalamanx is in an optimum position. Krotax bows his head, and whilst he's starting to feel the burning on his flesh from the fiery tendrils, he swings his head there, which slices the back of Scalamanx's back, obviously. Blood starts spewing out of there, in which Scalamanx decides to remove the fiery tendrils and burn towards Krotax's legs, causing him to lift up his legs to get out of the way, giving Scalamanx the optimum opportunity to get out of there, but using his tail to wrap it around one of Krotax's back legs and pulls it from beneath him, and Krotax falls on his back on the ground, in which Scalamanx comes back again, and using his claws and teeth starts digging into Krotax's belly with all the exposed fleshes because all the fur's been burnt off. Krotax used his trunk, wraps it around Scalamanx's neck, and is pulling him backwards whilst Scalamanx is still digging into him. And using all of his strength at once, Krotax pulls Scalamanx all the way back off of him, flinging Scalamanx over Krotax's head. Krotax is able to get back up as Scalamanx quickly jumps back up and charges towards Krotax, and is now using his claws to dig into Krotax's eyes. Krotax bellows in pain as blood is still trickling, pouring out of Krotax's belly. As Krotax is swinging his head all violently, the alloy of the tusk is just getting Scalamanx in all over places, giving him cuts everywhere. Blood is starting to trickle out, in which Scalamanx has to retreat just to get to a safe position. Krotax hears Scalamanx scurrying away and charges up towards him, and Scalamanx gets the idea. He stays exactly where it is as the blinded Krotax charges right up towards him. He jumps out of the way just in time as Krotax barrels into the wall of the arena. And Krotax felt the pain of hitting the wall, and the wall just starts tumbling down on top of him. Scalamanx decides that he's going to unleash his fiery tendrils towards Krotax, burning at the exposed flesh that is around his neck, wrapping it around him, constricting his airflow, but also burning into him. As the rocks tumble down on top of him, hitting him in the head and body, not doing much per se, but it's knocking him down close to the ground. And Scalamanx, after all the rocks have come down, Scalamanx comes up closer to Krotax, uses his claws and teeth, bites and slashes into Krotax's neck as blood gushes out like an endless waterfall. Krotax bellows in pain and does one last swing, which slices right between Scalamanx's eyes, but doesn't get him in the eyes. Scalamanx is knocked back. Krotax seemingly turns around towards Scalamanx. Scalamanx stares up at this behemoth of a beast, but right before Krotax did anything else, he gave one last bellow and slumped down to the ground as the loss of blood that he had has caused him to end his life. Well, caused him to lose his life. Scalamanx gets back up with blood trickling from almost every area of his body, and he makes his way back to the chamber, healed up, ready for the next battle. Scalamanx has won, Krotax has lost. If you think Krotax should have won, please leave in the comments below why you think that. However, my word's final and Scalamanx is the winner. Now, with this, like I said, I was indifferent to which beast would win. But Scalamanx got the victory overall because he's ultimately more agile than Krotax is. But also, he had the power of fire, which Krotax could be resistant to. If his fur is singed off, then it's not going to help him. To the point where Krotax would start feeling the pain from the burn, and as Krotax doesn't have the power of the cold weather on his side, just neutral weather, he can't do anything to try and beat Scalamanx, like slice off his limbs, because then it will grow back just after 10 minutes. So with that, Scalamanx has won. If you think, well, I already said that part, but if you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below. That's all for this time, and I'll see you next time.